Ladies and gentlemen, the channel where we look at the best investment opportunities in the stock market before they happen. IRNT was up 28% yesterday. This is the update, by the way, for Thursday, September the 17th, the 16th, I should say. So the market will be opening in a couple of minutes. Besides that, metamaterials was up to 511 the other day. XOS was up 10%. And lastly, we're going to end with AMC, as we usually do, and GME that ended the trading session, the trading day at, well, when I get there, here it is, $46 and $206 respectively. And Bitcoin, which never stops trading, was around 47,000 US dollars. I'm going to take a closer look at metamaterials day before the trading session starts. Looks like it just started. So it was 511 and it was trading between 479 to 525 and had a volume of 12 million, so under half the average. And that was the day. So we're going to look next at the news on Wall Street Bets coming up next. I'm scouring the Wall Street Bets forum or subreddit, and this meme speaks very much to, I believe, myself and a lot of us. When we look at this image, company you've never heard of, you have no idea what they actually sell. Okay, hasn't made any profit ever. Oh, already plus 76% in the last 24 hours. And yeah, that's really what gets us hook, line, and sinker, isn't it? That's why I think it's very important for us to do our due diligence before we buy even one share. Make sure this company is a good company. They're competent. They've been in the business for at least an extended period of time. They've gone through the ringer. Most of all, they're not in debt and they make a profit and they have a great reputation. And preferably, they're the world leader in their field, respective field. So, for instance, Nintendo would be a prime example in their industry of video games. Beyond Meat would be one in alternative meat. McDonald's would be one. Walmart would be one. Amazon, obviously, and Tesla for the EV market. So just going to keep going on here. Look for some good posts. Before I get to metamaterial news, I'm going to look at two of the hottest stocks being talked about right now. Now, this channel is all about, looking at the stocks, the best investment opportunities in the stock market before they happen. This is still ready to blow. Looking at IronNet in particular, true support, I'm telling you, is $10 to $13 on your expert mode level. And then hard mode for Apex investors is you're looking at 17, actually maybe 13 to 17. And then medium difficulty, you're looking at 17 to 20. Realistically, will those be met? I think 17 to 20 can be met. We've seen it throughout September. And now that the hedge funds have this in their targets, they're really targeting the stock and shorting it majorly now. Not that it wasn't shorted before, but they're shorting it even more now. So this is a tug of war between retail investors and hedge funds. You can see day to day was at 30, went up to as much as, 44, was shorted to 36, went up to 40, shorted to 39, went up to 46, and now is shorted just today at 33. So this is ongoing right now, and the volume is almost the average already, and it hasn't even been an hour yet. So that's the first stock I wanted to look at. So again, IronNet is a cybersecurity company, and True Support, you don't want to get into chasing the stock. If you're looking to day trading the stock, you're best off waiting for at least 30, not 30, but between 20 to 30. So 30, put a notification. If it hits 30, then maybe you would buy some if you're really, really bullish on this, but that's a big gamble. I would probably advise you to wait for it to drop between 10 to 20. But then again, I'm not a financial advisor or expert, so you do what you want to do. As you can see, it is down, I think over 15% and now 13 as of this moment, 9:47 a.m. So that's IronNet. Full disclosure, I am not a shareholder, so I have no investment in this. I have nothing to lose or gain in terms of this company, so that's why I can just talk about it, not really be emotionally invested in it. So yeah, that's all for IronNet. Again, expert mode, you're looking at $10 to 13 for your entry point. And again, your entry point will make you or it will break you. And your hard mode, you're looking at, again, 13 to 17. And then medium difficulty or normal difficulty, you're looking at 17 to 20. And then your average investor will probably buy between 20 to 30. And this looks like it's going to be shorted to 30. Despite all the buying pressure, the hedge funds will have an upper hand unless it just breaks out. But we'll see what happens at the end of the day, and I'll update you after the market closes. So that's the biggest stock right now. The most popular stock that's trending is IronNet, and I'm not going to ignore that. But I'm not going to advise people to chase that stock either. So the next one is called OfferPad Solutions. I know next to nothing about this company. I did basically like Wall Street bets. They didn't do my due diligence on this, but looking at their market cap, 3.8 billion, volume 3 million so far, so way above the average. And the 52-week, you're looking at $8 to 21. Looking at the last month, you can see some levels of support here, looking like $8 for your expert mode. But it was trading at $10 for the longest time. Looking at the last year, yeah, it was pretty dead at $10 for the most part. So that's OfferPad Solutions. I think they are a company that is into real estate. So True Support, again, I believe it is $8 to $10. So that's your entry point. You want to get in between $8 to $10, expert mode. Hard difficulty, again, I use the video game analogies for Apex Investor tiers. Hard difficulty, you're looking at 10 to, oh, this is a toughie, 10 to 12. Yeah, 10 to 12, and then normal mode, you're looking at 12 to 15, because right now 15 is looking like, well, it might not even be supported 15. I'm seeing a sharp bounce up right here at the $9 level, 8 to 10. So 8 to 10 is really your entry point, but 10 to 12 isn't bad either. So I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to advise anyone to buy this any higher than 12. I think that's a mistake. And resistance is clearly at 20. So that's all for that stock. And we'll move on to metamaterials news now. Share some thoughts on IronNet and OPAD in light of metamaterials. Metamaterials is one of the most shorted stocks in the stock market. So once Wall Street Bets really catches up to that and commits to it, they buy into it, you're going to see a similar squeeze that we're seeing with IronNet happen to metamaterials, and maybe even bigger possibly. But it looks like in the long term, this stock is going to be a slow burn, like it's going to rise steadily and slowly. So this is the first post from MetaMaterial subreddit talking about the short interest. Looking at the full image, let it load. Talking about the short interest here, last was 22 million, previously 19. So the short interest is increasing. Their free float is increasing as well, or I should say it decreased a little. Shares on loan, a little bit down. Estimated short interest increased by 29%. Days to cover is going down a little. Cost to borrow has increased, and utilization is looking like 92%. But we all know these numbers, you have to take it with a grain of salt. They're probably not accurate, but around, I think they're ballpark estimates. So it's not completely off, like they're screwy or just complete lies, but I think it's a tip of the iceberg, in my opinion. So yeah, the short interest is digging their own hole. That's for sure. It's digging a deeper hole. Next post. Talking about the dividend. This poster is saying, I honestly believe the dividend will be above $1. If you listen to George Pellicaris's interview with the Italian investors, he stated, dividend could be $1 to $20, possibly more than 20. And then on Twitter, he responded to that lady's post saying $1 dividend is nominal, aka far below value. I personally don't think he would be saying that if he expected a dividend to be in the cents or less than $1. We may be in for a prize. Holding 106K preferred shares, so anything over $1 would be six figures for this person. The Oro Grande Basin is one of the biggest oil discoveries in the US with an estimated 3.7 billion barrels of oil. Do you really think management would take a lowball offer for that? I didn't even realize that's how much oil they received from that merger. That's a lot. So 3.7 billion barrels of oil is what we're looking at when we're looking at the Torchlight merger and the assets that were acquired. So that's a great post. Thank you for that. I do agree. It's going to be at least $1, but we shouldn't put all our hopes on this dividend. The dividend is not the end all be all. It's simply a means to an end, and that end being the stock going up, whether it's a gamma squeeze, a short squeeze, the stock is going up regardless. I think in my heart of hearts and being 100% truthful, the stock is going to at least 20, most likely 40 in the next 1 to 3 years. Yeah, 1 to 3 years. I think that's a good estimate for that price range. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next post. Regarding the dividend, I just lost my train of thought. To say it is regarding the deadline of selling these, was that 3 billion barrels of oil? They have until December 31st, 2021 to sell off all the assets acquired from Torchlight. And then the dividend will then be given out, distributed after that time. Now I'm estimating it will take at least a quarter or as much as 4 months. So I'm going to, that's why I say April 1st, 2022. If the stock is below $4 and this channel shuts down, that's just a bet I placed upon my channel. And then we have a post here talking about 453,000 shares of metamaterials were bought up at the close of the day. And that's good for them. I mean, they identified this opportunity. Someone was convinced regarding this company and their potential at $5.11. They bought 453,633 shares. So congratulations. Welcome to the club. You're going to make a killing. Once this goes to $20, he's going to make a lot of money. But they probably don't really need it. But interesting theory. I wonder if metamaterials could be in a similar position. Buckle up. Okay, they're talking about look at the ramp. When this thing hits 250, it's going to launch into the stratosphere. They built it to explode every $50. These are all expiring tomorrow. 250, 7,000 calls, 300. So $50 increments. I'm not sure what stock this is. Long funds showing their hand. Okay, I'm not even sure what stock this is talking about. Long funds are showing their hands. Their hand. They are telling us one of two things are happening. They know hedge funds need to buy a lot of shares to settle the quarterly futures and are making it so that if they do, the market makers will have to buy a lot of shares, which will catapult the price to Mars, triggering the Mo ASS. They have built the ramp to force them to not be able to cover this week and force them to default to possibly forced buying next week or margin call. As Girk pointed out, the fact the long funds didn't sell off or roll their options that expire tomorrow, but instead are holding on to them shows that they know what's up and they are making a move. And I also wanted to add that, yeah, it is quadruple witching hour. I think that's today or witching day. So I think that's the last post, or this is the last post. I'm not sure if this is relevant or not. So it's saying we have some celebrity endorsement. No, we don't really. Okay. We just added those there. Hope I don't get banned for that image. This was the Met materials. Okay. Okay. So that's all for this update. I plan to do another one after the market closes. So thank you very much for your support. I hope the sound works this time. I've been having some sound issues. Right now I'm using my lo-fi microphone, not my high-tech, more expensive microphone. For whatever reason, it's not working for me right now. So thank you for all your support. May God bless you and God bless your investments.